local Louisville real estate broker, and I appreciate you stopping by my talks. The T3 talks with Todd at 12 on Tuesday. I know we've got an extra T in there for 4, but anyway, we're kind of jumping in and we're talking a little bit about some etiquette and being a buyer. And so again, here we are, Todd with Amped Realty, coming to you live on Facebook. And feel free to jump into the conversation if you got any questions, or if you happen to catch this conversation down the road and you have questions, feel free to send them to us, and we will definitely get back to you. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Gabby. Gabby's got some questions. She's going to help keep us on track. And Gabby, what do you got for me?
Yeah, thank you. My first question is, what should I do if I see a house that I love and it's online?
Well, and I think, Gabby, one of the things that we pretty much all understand right now is that, most people that are looking will first find a home that they like online, and they'll see a lot of information on the home. And one of the things is, if you're a buyer, you're probably eager and excited, and that's just fine. But, one of the things that you got to keep in mind is that this can become a very heightened and emotional state for you. And again, a lot of times it's easy to get wrapped up in the moment. So you've got to think about these things. You got to think about it through before you go jumping into the water with both feet, because buying a house is not like buying a car or buying a large piece of furniture. There are much more steps and processes in place that you need to be aware of. So one of the things that you want to do is make sure to know that there is some etiquette when you are a buyer and when you are starting the process. So the first thing is that, when you see a house online, make sure that you call your buyer's agent. That's the agent that is helping you purchase your home, because they are helping you with all the steps. So again, that agent can look up those things for you that you need to find out that, it's okay, it fits your needs, right? Location, make sure there's no problems with it. But again, there are things that you can get very emotional with when you're searching and buying and you see something online. But the first call that you want to make is to your realtor to have them get you into the house. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So my next question is, how can I be protected and represented fairly as a buyer for a listed home?
Oh, well, and that's a good question. That kind of goes with the first question is, when you see one online and how can you be represented? Talking with this initially, you might want to reach out to that listing agent. But the thing is you don't want to call the listing agent. And the reason, again, we talk about proper channels of communication. Ask your own agent to make that call for you, okay? Because you want to be protected. A lot of people think that if they go through the listing agent, they're going to get a better deal. That's not true, because when an agent lists the house, they've already negotiated the contract, they've already negotiated the price, they've already negotiated the commission, and you coming in and buying it by yourself is not going to do anything different. But how you can be protected is that you're going to want to sign, as a buyer, you're going to want to sign our buyer's brokerage agreement. And I get it. Signing legal documents, it can be a bit scary. But if you're not really ready to commit to your realtor, then you're not really ready to start looking for a home, okay? Because the buyer's brokerage agreement basically protects you, and it shows you exactly who's got your best interest in mind, and that is your buyer's agent. Let your buyer's agent specialize and negotiate on your behalf. So in order to be protected, have that buyer's brokerage agreement signed, because here's the thing. Even if you go to an open house, and sometimes an agent will say, well, I can just write it for you, don't worry about it. If you let them know that you're represented, then the whole mood changes a little bit. Oh, well, let me talk to your agent. Let's talk agent to agent and make sure that your agent is going to represent you to get the best deal. The other thing too is buyer's brokerage agreements. Again, it shows who represents whom, but most agents, if you understand, you can look at the clauses And if business is not working out, then you have the opportunity to remove yourself from that contract. Just make sure that you ask your agent how you do that legally and properly, so there's no miscommunication, right? Because as a buyer's agent, we still want you to find a house. We still want you to have a house. But again, we also want to make sure that we've got your best interest in mind. And if something's not working out, then you can have a mutual parting of the ways. But in the meantime, you know exactly who's representing you. I always tell my clients this: when you hire an agent to represent you, you're going to hire that one agent. That one agent is going to be 100% plus dedicated to your cause of getting in a house, right? Because here's the thing: buyer's agents aren't paid until they bring a ready, willing, and able buyer to the table. And then the listing agent agrees to give that buyer's agent some of their commission. Now, when they do this, okay, you've got an understanding, a written understanding between the two agents in the form of a contract. And it's just the same way that I tell people all the time. If you're hurt, and we've seen all these commercials on TV where, if you're hurt in an accident, call this attorney or call this attorney, okay? You'd never call two attorneys to represent you in the same case. They just wouldn't do it, okay? You're going to be negating you're going to be negating your possibility of getting a better and higher settlement, on an accident. Whereas if you've got multiple agents that are working for you, how do we really know which one's going to have your best interest in mind? Again, have one agent, have one plan of action, and that agent is going to be able to best help you with your needs and determination. Okay. So again, to be protected, you want to have that buyer's brokerage agreement. That way, everybody knows that you're a serious buyer. Okay, make sense, Gabby? Or do I need to expand on that at all?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So my next question is: should I get a mortgage pre-approval? Pre-approval.
What was that? Huh? What?
Should I get a mortgage pre-approval before I make an offer?
Oh yeah, we're live. Don't you edit that out at all, Gabby. So, here's the funny thing about this: mortgage pre-approvals, right? When we look at the big picture of purchasing in real estate, there are a lot of pieces to the puzzle. And that mortgage pre-approval is actually the corner piece that helps all the rest of the puzzle fall in place. Now, again, our friends over at UFG Lending can definitely help out with that. We'll put a link below where you can reach out to them, or again, reach out to me. But here's the thing: when you have a mortgage pre-approval in place, you've already gone through the steps, okay? When you decide to make an offer and you've got a pre-approval and somebody doesn't have a pre-approval, that's going to look better on paper. But you also know what your limits are. You know exactly how much you can spend. You know what your budget is. And you should know kind of where that particular financing is going to be. You have to put 3.5% down, 5% down, 20% down. What's your monthly payment going to be? And again, when you're writing an offer, your buyer's agent, who you are under contract with on a buyer's brokerage agreement, knows exactly how to write it specific to your details, so you're protected as the buyer on a contract. So should you get a mortgage pre-approval? Absolutely. I would not look at a house without one. Not in this day and age and the way that the competitive market works out, right? So, here's the thing. These are steps that you have to take. And, one of the things about that is you don't want to pretend you're ready to buy if you're really not ready to buy, right? So doing the steps of hiring a buyer's agent, and I do mean hiring a buyer's agent, okay, that you and this buyer's agent have an agreement with, and getting your pre-qualification, your pre-approval, will absolutely show that you are ready, because there is some work, there is some prep work in getting to the task of writing a contract, purchasing a home, and moving into it. So again, it's very important to get a pre-approval, because a pre-approval is the beginning phase of the first process in purchasing a home. Absolutely. I would not go out there without it. Not at all.
Awesome. And so my last question is, what happens if I buy a house and I don't like it?
Well, Gabby, that's a good question. Living in today's age with Amazon and returns and free returns, once you have bought a house, you have bought a house. And again, some people do make mistakes, but over here at Amped Realty, we want to make sure that everybody is happy with their purchase. Everybody understands what they've gotten into, and everybody enjoys their house, because we want you to be happy. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Again, our business is built on referrals and relationships, but here's the kicker, right? So one of the things that we'll do for all our buyers is, if you're not happy with your house, okay, within 18 months for any reason, we'll sell it for free. Now, obviously, we'll help you find another one, but we will sell the house for free. And we can be very specific on some of the details if you have any questions about that. But again, once you write that contract, once you close, okay, there's no right of rescission. You bought the house. If you find a couple months down the road that you're just not happy with it and you've made a mistake, obviously reach out to us, and we'll help you find something else that best suits your needs. So again, we want to make sure that you're taken care of. Again, full service brokerage, buyers and sellers representation. But again, as a buyer today that we're speaking, as a buyer, make sure you've got proper representation. You know what your limits are, and understand that we'll back you up down the road if you ever need assistance. So, hopefully that takes care of some of the etiquette rules, and understanding again how to start the process of purchasing a home. But of course, if there's any questions, we're always available here. You can reach out to us at todd@toddmgroup.com, or call me directly at area code 502-220-4663, or that's 220-HOME, HOME. And always happy to talk and to help out. So again, please don't keep us a secret. We're always happy to help. And if we can ever be of assistance, you know how to get a hold of us. All right. So I think that's got us covered for today, Gabby. I think that's all I've got on the plate, unless you've got something else.
Nope. Those were all of my questions.
Oh, I do have something else. Just in case you come back next week, or you're perusing Facebook or YouTube, and that we're supposed to be on at 12. I will be out of the country, but we're going to try to shoot the talks with the change in time over from Europe. If not, at least we'll have something recorded and get it posted just as soon as possible. So I just want to let everybody know that we may not be live next week, but we're going to try our darndest.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, everybody. And thanks, Gabby. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.